Welcome back to Explain the Charts, where we take a deep dive into the markets and break down the charts to help you make informed trading decisions. Today, October 11th, 2024, we're going to be looking at BTCUSD, Bitcoin, to see if we can identify any key levels and understand where it may be heading in the short and long term. As always, we'll start with the news before turning our attention to the charts themselves. There's a lot of talk about inflation these days, and Bitcoin has been caught in the crosshairs. Several news outlets are reporting that Bitcoin has tumbled below $59,000 amid inflation worry and regulatory pressure on the crypto industry. These reports are likely contributing to the bearish sentiment currently surrounding Bitcoin. Some analysts are suggesting that the upcoming U.S. inflation data release could have a significant impact on Bitcoin's price. If inflation is lower than expected, this could provide a boost for Bitcoin. Conversely, higher than expected inflation could trigger panic selling. The news also highlights the ongoing regulatory pressure facing the crypto industry, particularly in the U.S. This uncertainty is likely weighing on investor sentiment and creating a challenging trading environment. Let's look at the one-day chart for BTCUSD and see if we can find any correlations between the news and the price action. The daily chart reveals a clear bearish trend over the past few weeks. Bitcoin has been steadily declining, breaking through several support levels along the way. The most recent breakout was at $60,000, a significant psychological level. This suggests that the bearish momentum is strong and could continue pushing Bitcoin lower in the coming days. Looking back over the past few months, we see a clear downtrend, with Bitcoin struggling to maintain its previous highs. The price action suggests that the market is losing confidence in Bitcoin as an investment asset. The lack of a clear reversal pattern and the continued breaking of support levels is indicative of a bearish market. However, it's important to remember that Bitcoin is a volatile asset and price movements can be unpredictable. While the current downtrend suggests a bearish outlook, there are still potential bullish factors to consider. One potential bullish factor is the upcoming U.S. Federal Reserve interest rate decision. Recent interest rate cuts have had a mixed impact on the crypto market. However, if the Fed continues to cut rates, this could inject liquidity into the market, potentially leading to a price rebound for Bitcoin. Another potential bullish factor is the growing institutional interest in Bitcoin. More and more institutions are allocating funds to Bitcoin, which could help to stabilize the market and provide a floor for prices. Despite the bearish sentiment, Bitcoin remains a popular choice for millennial investors. This growing adoption could eventually lead to a resurgence of bullish sentiment in the market. To get a better understanding of the current market sentiment and identify potential short-term trading opportunities, let's switch to the one-hour chart. The one-hour chart reveals a more volatile price action, with Bitcoin experiencing rapid fluctuations over shorter periods. This makes it more challenging to identify clear trends and trading opportunities. Looking at the recent price action, we can see a few short-term pullbacks and rallies. The current price is hovering around the $60,000 support level, which may provide some resistance. If Bitcoin breaks through this support level, it could trigger a further decline, potentially towards the $57,000 area. However, if Bitcoin finds support at $60,000 and begins to rally, this could be a sign of a short-term bullish reversal. To get an even closer look at the intraday price action, we'll switch to the 15-minute chart. The 15-minute chart reveals a high degree of volatility, with frequent price spikes and drops. This volatility makes it extremely challenging to identify and capitalize on short-term trading opportunities. However, by looking at specific timeframes, such as the past 3 to 4 hours, we can see the impact of news events on the price action. For example, we see a significant drop in the price of Bitcoin around the time the news about regulatory pressure on the crypto industry was released. This suggests that the news events can have a direct and immediate impact on Bitcoin's price. Overall, the 15-minute chart suggests that the market is currently in a state of uncertainty, with the price action being driven by short-term news events and sentiment. Now, let's recap the key price levels and things to watch out for in the coming days and weeks. The $60,000 support level on the one-hour chart is a crucial level to watch. If Bitcoin breaks through this level, it could trigger a further decline towards $57,000. However, if Bitcoin finds support at $60,000 and begins to rally, this could be a sign of a short-term bullish reversal. On the daily chart, the $57,000 area is another key level to watch. If Bitcoin breaks through the $60,000 support level, the $57,000 area could provide some resistance. However, if Bitcoin manages to find support at $57,000, this could potentially mark a bottom for prices. It's important to monitor the upcoming U.S. inflation data release. Lower than expected inflation could provide a bullish catalyst for Bitcoin. However, higher than expected inflation could trigger a panic sell-off, potentially pushing Bitcoin lower. Another important factor to watch is the U.S. Federal Reserve interest rate decision. Continued rate cuts could inject liquidity into the market and potentially lead to a price rebound for Bitcoin. It's also important to keep an eye on the overall market sentiment. If the bearish sentiment continues to dominate, Bitcoin is likely to face further downward pressure. However, if investor confidence begins to return, we could see a resurgence of bullish sentiment in the market. Overall, the current market sentiment suggests a bearish outlook for Bitcoin. The breaking of support levels on the daily chart is indicative of a strong bearish momentum. However, there are still potential bullish factors to consider, such as the upcoming U.S. Federal Reserve interest rate decision and the growing institutional interest in Bitcoin. The $60,000 support level on the 1-hour chart is a crucial level to watch. If Bitcoin breaks through this level, it could trigger a further decline towards $57,000. However, if Bitcoin finds support at $60,000 and begins to rally, this could be a sign of a short-term bullish reversal. On the daily chart, the $57,000 area is another key level to watch. If Bitcoin breaks through the $60,000 support level, the $57,000 area could provide some resistance. However, if Bitcoin manages to find support at $57,000, this could potentially mark a bottom for prices.